Well, the New York Jets they beat the Texans. They did it. They gave us an opportunity to get to 3-6, and man, I can't believe uh, they've got us on the brink of believing again. They do. The Ravens beat the Bengals last night. Bengals are 4-6. The New York Jets wind up winning this weekend, and the Colts lose. The Jets hold the number 8 seed in the playoff hunt. If that happens, what makes that even better is we play the Colts next week for control of our freaking future for a playoff spot, a wild card spot. You can't make this stuff up. But Jets got the Cardinals this weekend. Can they get the job done? Let's talk about
I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance. I can do it all, I will never fall. It's the Renaissance. You know that I got the mother sauce. You know I'm the boss, I know what it costs. Have you won a loss? I'm so versatile, yeah, I'm a Renaissance,
Congratulations, brother. Hey.
And here we. So the fact is this: Jets beating the Texans. I think the majority of us probably thought that was going to be an L. I don't know how many people really believe we could have pulled it off, but they gave us a gift on Halloween night. And they came out as ghouls and monsters, and they riled up freaking the Texans, man. They got into CJ Stroud's face consistently, eight to the tune of 8 sacks, 20 pressures. Aaron Rodgers and friends, I guess, started off kind of slow, but the second half came around and these guys went off. You're talking about, Garrett Wilson with the catch of the year, definitely in that top 1 to 2 catches of all time. It's either him or the Odell Beckham catch. That catch was elite. I mean, the kid is. I saw somebody say, I think it was Aunt Jacina, I think is her name. She said it beautifully. She said that freaking Garrett Wilson must be like the child or a combination of Spider-Man and Simone Biles, because the way he was able to go up there, grab that, the ball stuck in his hand, like he had little Spidey hands, and t- I don't know how he bent his leg to go ahead and get the calf in. The calf was in. Listen, that was one of the greatest catches I've ever seen in my life. And what's crazy is the first touchdown catch that he had, also another one-handed beauty, fingertip catch that was just out of the grasp of the defender. He ran it in for a touchdown. Another really, really great catch. The kid's looking like as advertised. The addition of Devontae Adams has assisted this offense right now in opening up a little bit more. The running game has gotten better. You've seen Brees Hall getting utilized. We did just trade Mike Williams this week, and he is now a Pittsburgh Steeler. I feel indifferent about it in terms of trading him. We got a 5th-round pick back for him, so that's nothing to sneeze at, right? You can utilize that in a variety of ways moving forward as we're looking to kind of refortify this roster. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't work out. He did a press conference I thought was very, very classy. He talked about how coming back from the ACL injury slowed his ability to go ahead and pretty much get on the same page with Aaron Rodgers. He didn't point fingers or anything like that. He just simply stated the timing didn't work for what needed to be done, and he has no opportunity now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Listen, class act. I love that about him. I really appreciate that. I look at this team now, man, and I think if this was the game that was going to get them going, why not against the number 2 defense in the NFL, right? That was the number 2 defense in the NFL that they did this to. It was a primetime game as well. Everybody was watching. You got Garrett Wilson going for 2 touchdowns and 90-plus yards. Devontae Adams going for a touchdown and 90-plus yards. You're seeing those guys starting to get going right now. Aaron Rodgers on one Jets drive, excited like he's having fun playing football. Can this be what we needed? Can this be the turnaround or the spark we were hoping to get when they fired Saleh, right? Like when they demoted freaking Hackman. I feel like the demotion of Hackett, the firing of Saleh didn't really get these guys going. Bringing in Devontae Adams, you got Hassan Reddick in the building, who's been getting pressure, a lot of pressures right now, right? He hasn't started seeing the sacks yet, but that game he was an impact guy, I think, as well. Could that have been the game? You got the whole group together, man. You got Hassan Reddick. You got Devontae Adams in the building. Devontae Adams in game 2, looking like the Devontae Adams of old. Now you're going up against an Arizona Cardinals team that really doesn't match up well in terms of what we're bringing to the table. The biggest concern I have for that matchup is Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray, being an extremely athletic and mobile quarterback, could potentially be the deciding factor of this game. If the Jets don't set their edges to go ahead and keep this kid contained, I think we're going to go ahead and have a very long day on Sunday. But again, when you look at the matchups, you know what I'm saying, again, pound for pound, the New York Jets, once again, have the better roster. Now, that doesn't mean anything, because I feel like we've, pound for pound, had the better roster in damn near every game we've played this season, minus the 49ers game. And we're 3-6. So I'm not here to sit here and tell you like, yeah, it's going to be a definitive win, because there's still the very real chance that the Jets lose this game, and putting us right back in a sense of turmoil, because with the Bengals loss, and if the Colts lose, it still puts us in the conversation for yet another week of, oh my God, the Jets are just right there, right? And these guys coming off of a long break, they haven't really inspired a sense of confidence in how they tend to come out of the gate when they had those long breaks. There's so much to worry about, so much to go ahead and think about when it comes to this whole situation. But the fact of the matter is, the New York Jets, advantage-wise, have the better quarterback. Kyler Murray has not been throwing the ball very well throughout the season. He started off kind of hot. He's since died down a little bit. His legs are definitely dangerous. I guess the biggest benefit we can really look at is that the new Call of Duty Black Ops 6 recently came out. Kyler's a very big fan. He's probably trying to go ahead and level up some weapons and whatnot, level up his character, his ranking, trying to prestige. Hopefully, he's been distracted a little bit with the new Call of Duty coming out recently. But in all seriousness, I think we got the better quarterback. Offensive line, I think we got the better offensive line, better defensive line, better wide receivers as a whole. Better secondary, better. I mean, literally, I don't see a scenario in which I would say that the Arizona Cardinals have better components on their roster. I think the Jets, from top to bottom, have them beat. Going back to coaching again, right? Like, I'm always going to get that a wash, because I really don't know what we have right now in terms of what the Jets coaching is. And let's be honest, you really haven't seen much in terms of the Arizona Cardinals coaching staff anyway. So we're going to go ahead and just make that a wash, right? So purely on talent alone, I think the New York Jets have the advantage. Can they take advantage of that to go ahead and get the W? That's really the big question. That's what we're here to figure out, right? And I got to tell you, I feel like this is going to be one of those games where it's on Sunday afternoon, right? So we're not in prime time, which is great, finally. We also got bumped from a prime time slot again with our Colts game. It was supposed to be, I think, a Sunday night football game. They've bumped us from that, so I'm actually ecstatic about that. I'm glad the NFL did that. I hope that also kind of pissed off these guys. Maybe that was like, wow, damn, they really freaking kicked us out of prime time. And I hope that hurt a little bit, but it's all in actuality for Jets fans. I know we're excited that not everybody has to see just how bad this team is. They can just go ahead and see the score and the stat lines on ESPN or NFL Network or whatever that they do, vice having to watch them in the entirety. But I also think it gives us the opportunity to sneak up on some people, because if, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing, as the Jets go on a little bit of a mini run here, this is me just trying to go ahead and find all the positive ways to manifest this team, getting their head out of their ass and going on a run, man. And I want this win badly. I really do. There isn't a situation or a scenario where I'm going to sit here and tell you the Jets need to lose this game and start thinking about next year. I want this win badly. I want this team to go on a run. I want this team to make the playoffs. I want this team to win playoff games. And I do believe the way the AFC has looked, it's just so inconsistent. The Kansas City Chiefs being 8-0, I don't get it. They're not playing good football. They've been okay. They've been all right. They're not playing good football. But they're a winning organization. They find ways to win games when it matters most. So if the Jets can go ahead and get their heads out of their ass You just beat a contender in the freaking Houston Texans, and you did so convincingly. In fact, it could have been a bigger beating if, Malachi Corey just knew how to hold on to a football going to the end zone. The team might be getting their swagger back. And Hassan Reddick addition might be making the difference. I sit here and I'll tell you, I was wrong. I didn't think the Hassan Reddick addition was going to be a huge impact for the Jets. But to be fair, I also didn't think we were going to be down JJ and we are going to be getting rid of freaking key component like a JFM. Like a lot of those things also I didn't see coming. But I digress. Nevertheless, you've seen freaking Hassan making himself known. I think going into his third game as a New York Jet, it's only going to get better. The key to winning this game is simple to me. You got to contain freaking Kyler Murray. Make him play quarterback from the pocket. I feel more confident about him playing quarterback from the pocket by letting him be a mobile quarterback, get outside of the pocket, the edges not being disciplined and allowing him to get out and what he can do with his legs. You saw Drake May started doing it to us before he got hurt. You know what I'm saying? You saw Bo Nix do it to us. These quarterbacks who are that hybrid mobile quarterback. Kyler Murray is a different class of hybrid in terms of mobile quarterbacks. Like he's got some wheels. He's also tiny in stature, so he can hide behind freaking his offensive line. So that's also very, very concerning. But fact of the matter is, this defense pretty much keeps him in the pocket and make him play quarterback from the pocket to just win this game. They do. I just don't see a scenario where their defense has enough answers to slow down the Garrett Wilson, slow down the Devontae Adams. Our offensive line, I know, is a little bit banged up right now at the guard position, but held up relatively well for Aaron Rodgers against the Texans. I expect to see that continuation. AVT you know what? That's a video for another night. We'll talk about that in the Hangar Hangout on Tuesday night. But yeah, so the New York Jets need this win. And I think they're going to get it. I think when you look at all of the reasons why they should win it, it just stacks up more in their favor. I don't think it's going to be a blowout win because I don't know how prepared this team is going to show up, if it's going to take them a quarter or two to get going. But I do believe the fact that our defense is the fourth ranked defense right now in the NFL. And sometimes I look at it and I don't know how, but they are, right? And they've gotten better over the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to go New York Jets win this game 21-14. Jets win this game 21-14. They go to 4-6. They officially will hold a playoff slot as long as the Buffalo Bills do their job and beat the Colts this week, which I think the Buffalo Bills are going to do their job and beat the Colts. But it wouldn't shock me if they didn't either. But at 4-6, you know what I'm saying, the Jets are very much into it. I think a lot of us will start getting more confident and more excited about this once they get to like 500. I think that's when we'll be more bought in. Jets fans right now are freaking hurt. Joe Douglas looks like he's distraught on his way out as a New York Jet. The experiment looks like it's been a failure, but there's still hope in the air, and that matters. So, Jets versus Cardinals. Jets get the dub, 21-14. Then they're on to the Colts. They got to make it happen. Go Jets.
Congratulations, brother. Hey.